think as an artist, your favorite piece is always the one you're working on because it's your best one. You know, it's you haven't done this before, or you're saying this thing you always wanted to say. Yeah, we basically do a lot of the work down here because we're gonna hoist it up on top of the bridge. So we made a bunch of bamboo arches that this is gonna sit on. The body of the owl and then the wings of the owl.
We often do different parts. So like with the owl, Donna did the head and put the head together and the body as I was working on the wings.
What's that?
And as we got to putting everything together, things didn't always work out exactly right.
And, you know, the scale was very daunting. You know, we looked at that a number of times and thought, like, great idea, but how are we gonna do it? And we're like, you know, we'll figure it out when we have to build it, you know, and we'll figure it out.
Those were big wings. We couldn't pre-build any of that stuff. I couldn't even build one and then imitate and copy it with the other one by flipping it over or something. I just had to go to the other side of the bridge and start building another wing.
We had a few challenges. One was, you know, kind of the scale, but one was that we were sort of building it as if it was going to be like squared off on the bridge. So we start building the owl and we've learned, go look at it. Because when you work at a scale, you can never assume that it's going well unless you really look and see if it's going well. Sure enough, it was like flying off, you know, into one of the buildings. And so we're like, oh, no, we gotta like redo this and redo the wings and redo the tail. And so there's always challenges like that.
I've always been a builder. So I started out building forts and building mud huts and whatever I could make around the house as a kid. We collaborate a lot, but we also take turns.
You know, we would use bamboo. You know, Lowell is such a mill town and has so much history.
We often build a story, a storyline, a dialogue. The piece that we did for Lowell near the mill buildings is about the mill girls. Each of these little teams of young women had a matron who looked after them and made sure they were safe.
The Lowell owl is special because it's flying. We've never made a flying sculpture, which as people who make birds, you think, you know, of course we should know how to make a flying bird sculpture.
We'd always wanted to do a flying owl, but I wasn't convinced we could do it. That was an 11-foot span. That's a pretty severe span. There was some real engineering challenges. So I designed an owl that would sit on top of the bridge.
Public art is so different because you don't determine the audience. I mean, anyone can be the audience for public art, anyone and everyone. Most of the time, you're not really ever going to be there when people are experiencing it, and so it's a really interesting art form. It's really magical when people like tell you what it means to them. You know, like you've really made a connection, and I think that's important. That's why I make art.
It's such an honor to make a piece for a community and have them appreciate it.